Okay, so now we are moving on to the practice sheet. Again, if you can't print this off, just write down the problems and you'll be good to go. So we are using the area model to divide these polynomial expressions. So if you guys notice that this is an assignment on your page that you have to hand in. I'm obviously going to do some of them for you. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean for this to be up. But I want you guys to also, I'm going to leave maybe 2 of them blank, and I want you to just submit a piece of paper showing that you followed along with me on every single one and that you did the 2 that I left for you on your own. Okay, so we're going to do number 5 together. Okay, so this means that we're taking this and we're dividing it into this. Okay, so this is our divisor and this is our dividend. So because this is our divisor, we need a box that has 2 units on the side, okay, so that we can put our x and our -2 on the left. Then we want to look at our dividend and see how many terms are there. So we have an x squared, an x, and a constant, which means that we don't need to fill in any extra ones like we had to do on number 4 on the front. It was a cubic, but we were missing the squared term, so we had to fill one in. We do not have to do that for this one. And because there are 3 terms right here, we will need our box to have 3 columns in it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, again, is take this x squared and put it in our first box. Okay, now we ask ourselves, what do we have to multiply by x to get the box on the inside? So x times x should give me x squared. Okay, then all of a sudden I notice I have, and this is our first diagonal and also our first term, x squared. Okay, so we've got one piece of our dividend ready to go. So now in this box down here, I notice that I have a value above and a value to the left. That means I can multiply them together to get -2x and have my next term. So now I need to circle my diagonal because those need to add together to get my next term in my dividend, which is 5x. So I ask myself, -2 plus what gives me 5x? So that's going to need to be 7x. Okay. Now we filled in this box and I need to figure out what needs to go up here in order to multiply by this and get 7x. 7 is our correct solution. 7 times x gives me 7x. Now again, right here, I have 7 times -2 gives me -14. Circle my diagonal. Whatever those are, they have to add to -14. And this is already -14, so this must be 0. So we should be done. Okay, so this 0 means we have no remainder, which is super nice. Okay, so let's talk through our pieces again, like we did the last time. Let me get my highlighters. Our dividend was this guy. Okay, and our dividend has to show up as we add each of our diagonals. Those have to match. Our divisor goes along the left and shows up there, okay? Our quotient ends up right here. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, man, I wish I had whiteout. It's this one right here. So these 2 are not highlighted. I'm so sorry about that, but the x and the 7 are. Sorry, I wish I had whiteout. And then there is no remainder for this problem. Okay, so this means that our solution for this should be the x plus 7, the thing on the top that was highlighted yellow. Okay, so that's our solution. And our solution is called our quotient. Okay, so that's the first one. Sorry for my mistake. Let's see. I will do number 6 with you, okay, because in number 6, notice we have a cubic and we have a square, we're missing the x term. So we need to rewrite this as 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 0x plus 10 divided by x minus 2. Okay, so because there was no x term, I had to add in this term right here. So now my divisor has 2 terms in it. So I know that I need to have a rectangle that has 2 spaces for our 2 terms. Okay. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms right here. So I'm going to need that in my box as well. Okay. So there's my box. That's how you know how big your box needs to be. First step is putting 3x cubed, our first term from up here, in the first box. So this is technically our first diagonal. We have 3x cubed. This is our dividend. We have the first term from our dividend. So now I ask myself, what times x gives me 3x cubed? That would be 3x squared. Multiply 3x squared and negative 2 to get negative 6x squared. Now I circle this diagonal and I ask myself, how do I get the next term in my dividend? So I have 4x squared, negative 6x squared. Whatever I get for up here, it has to add to 4x squared. So negative 6 plus what equals 4 is the question that we're asking. Sorry. So let's see here. We need to get all the way to 4. So we need to add 10x squared. Okay. 10 minus 6 gives me 4. So now all of a sudden, I have something here. So I need to figure out what goes on top. X times what gives me 10x squared? That answer is going to be 10x. Now down here, I can fill in my box. Negative 2 times 10x gives me negative 20x. Circle my diagonal. Whatever my diagonal is, it should add to 0x. So I have 20x here. That means I need 20x there. Negative 20x is here, sorry. Negative 20x is here, positive 20x is there. So now I ask myself, what times x gives me 20x? The answer is 20. Then I can fill in this spot right here. I get negative 40. Circle my diagonal. That diagonal has to, I haven't been highlighting. These are my little dividend guys. Negative 40 plus what gives me my